guys, what's going on? This is Man and Flower Gaming coming at you today with a Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we're going to be talking about my Clan Boss team. My unkillable, it's not unkillable, it's a block damage Clan Boss team. We get 50 turns of damage. We've run one of two keys today so far. As you can see, my first key run, I did 67.4 million. This is my team here: Helicath, Brogni, Godseeker, Neri, Farrakhan, and Vizier. So let's get in and take a good look at the team here and how we got them built up. Alright, we're going to start with the man, the myth, the legend for this team. The guy that makes this team, our boy Helicath. I do have my team pretty much built in, I would say, decent gear for what they're rocking here. We got Helicath running on a 4-3, so he's going twice in one turn, and then one other turn between the clan boss's turns. And we've got him here built out, minimal 34k HP, a bunch of attack he doesn't need. We got his defense up to 4,500. I would love to get this up another 1,000, but my gear, I would say, isn't the best for my count. Isn't the greatest that it could be, is what I'm looking for. He is running at 246 speed, which allows him to go on a 4-to-3 ratio. We got him at 100% crit rate, 234% crit damage, little resist, and some accuracy to land his weaken. Gonna look at his skills here. His A1, he's gonna attack one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 30% chance of placing that weaken debuff. Books up to 50%. And he will ignore shield and block damage buffs. That doesn't apply to the clan boss here. Now we've got his A2, Winds of the Pit, is an AoE attack. It places a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns. The value of the shield is proportional to this champion's defense, which is key to this team since I don't have block damage running for the full three turns. I rely on that shield for that stun hit. And his A3, Devoted Servants, he places a block damage buff on all allies for 2 turns. Whenever a block damage buff is placed on an ally by this champion is removed, stolen, or expires, he places a 60% increased defense buff on that ally for 2 turns. And his passive, Feast of the Agony. Increase this champion's defense by 5% for each ally under a block debuff. And then he's going to counterattack with his A1. Whenever an ally is hit while under a block damage buff, can occur once per turn. He's also bringing increased ally defense in all battles by 30%, which also helps bump up his defense to more higher levels, just to get his A2 really pumping out more of a shield for us. We've then got good old Farrakhan the Fat. Stat-wise for him, 31k HP, 4.3k attack, decent attack, some defense. We've got him at 177 speed. Now, all the other 4 champions in this team are going to be running on a 1-to-1 ratio with the clan boss. And we've got him at 100% crit rate with 227 crit damage, some resist, and 259 accuracy to land his skills. Now his skills here, he's going to attack one enemy, has a 50% chance of placing a decreased defense for 2 turns. This is where our decreased defense does come from, is in this champion here. He's also bringing us a 100% chance when booked, an HP burn debuff, and 2 poison debuffs for 2 turns. And his A3, he's going to be placing an increased crit rate buff and a 30% increased crit damage on all allies except him for 3 turns. Then all allies except this champion will attack one target enemy. And his passive, he deflects 20% of all incoming damage onto... This damage receives onto allies. The damage will be spread equally across allies. Doesn't apply here because everyone's going to be under a block damage buff or under the shield buff to protect all the hits. Good old Farakin. Next, we got our Godseeker Aniri. Our Godseeker here, she's got 42k HP, some attack, 3k, 3.3 defense. I'd love to bump her defense up to about 4k, but again, gear and spreading out for the entire account. We got her running at 185, 100% crit rate, 283% crit damage, and some resist and accuracy, but not really needed here. Oh my goodness, we don't have everything upped on her yet. Missing out on damage here. Just go ahead and pump those up. See if we got any better rings here. Let's see what we get with this one. We're looking for double defense. Oh, we're not getting it here. Not getting it here. Right, her skills are defensive based? Yeah. See if we can get this 5-star ring off her. Probably not going to get it from that ring. That's what, 2 rolls in defense? Yeah. Oh, it could be a better ring. As long as we're not playing with speeds, everything is A-okay. Let's go ahead and do that. Just going to make a champion a little better here. Not much, but it's something, right? So, let's go ahead and do that. Now, her skills. She's got the A1. A1 is going to attack one enemy, heals an ally with the lowest HP by 5% of their max HP. Not really relevant for this one, for Ultra Nightmare, but for Nightmare it's relevant. But here's where her money is. She's going to attack all enemies, heal all allies by 15% of their max HP, then decrease the duration of all buffs on all enemies by 1 turn. But more importantly, she's going to increase the duration of all buffs on everyone else for 1 turn. And she's what really makes this team work, just because she's going to extend those shield buffs and keep everyone from dying for the full 50 turns. She's also got the Rise of Glory, revives a dead ally with 50% HP, then fills the turn meter by 50% and resets the cooldown of all their skills. Doesn't apply to Clan Boss because at turn 50 he will ignore block damage, unkillable, and deny revive on death, which she brings. Passive effect, increase the amount of healing allies received by 10%, again not needed here. We do have her with a Blessing of Cruelty, so decrease the target's defense by 1% per hit. So for the boss, he's going to get an extra 5% of decreased defense on him. And we got my boy Vizier here. Vizier also helps make this team work wonderful. And looking at his stats here, 28k HP. We got him at 4.8k attack. He's moving at a nice 175 speed. 101 crit rate, 234 crit damage, 254 accuracy to primarily for his A1. What we got here? Can we get another attack ring? Nope. Doesn't look like it. Oh well. Skill-wise, the only thing we're using on him is the Accursed Blades, where he attacks one enemy 3 times, each hit, booked up to 50% chance of increasing the duration of all debuffs by 1 turn. So if he lands all 3 and all 3 proc, he's extending those buffs another 3 turns, where he works great in tandem with Farakin the Fat and the Poisons. So we just load up that poison bar, or we just load up that debuff bar with poisons, and HP burns. Hopefully we get that decreased defense and the weaken down. And passive, place the Perfect Veil on him for 2 turns. Not applicable for this fight. His A3, he's going to attack one enemy and place a debuff spread. Not applicable for this fight, as well as this decreased attack, block buffs, and heal reduction. Not applicable for this fight. He's mainly just increasing those debuffs. And then we got our Brogni. Brogni here, he's going a slow 171. He's 2 speed faster than the clan boss. We've got him at 42k HP, 2.7 attack, 2.5 defense. I'd really love to get his attack way up there. Again, it's a gear thing. He is based on attack, but if I could get more attack on him, he would help raise the shields on all of his A2s. He does have 100% crit rate, 202 crit damage, and 274 accuracy to land his HP burn if needed. Now his skills, he is attacking his A1. He's going to attack one enemy with a 60% chance of placing an HP burn debuff for 2 turns. Kind of does it, doesn't land it. It's more Farakin that's placing all the debuffs. We're bringing him mostly for 1, he's going to place a block buffs and a 50% increased attack on all allies for 2 turns, and then place a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns equal to 30% of this champion's max HP. The shield buff cannot be removed. And his bread and butter here attacks all enemies, has a 100% chance of removing 1 random buff from all enemies, and a 100% chance of removing 1 random debuff from all allies, and increase the value of all shield buffs on all allies by 30% of the damage inflicted, which does scale from attack, which is why I want to build him with more attack. And here we've got, whenever an ally under a shield buff is attacked, reflects 25% of that damage inflicted on the shield back to the attacker. Also heals the ally by 25% of the damage inflicted on the shield. Now looking at masteries, here we've gone down for Helicath, we've gone down the tree for War Master and really just max HP, because if you go steadfast on any champion, the clan boss will see that as a buff and look for someone else to place that stun on. And then we've got him increasing the value of shield buffs. We've got some accuracy, decreasing turn meter, used for other things, and Master Hexer just to extend that weaken. Normally we would go down a defensive tree, but since this is an unkillable team, we don't really need it. We're doing the same thing with Farakin, all the way down to War Master, plain and simple. We got him with Steadfast because we don't want him taking the stun. I don't know why I did that. I really don't know why I did that. Don't ask me. Increase accuracy, Lore of Steel, Sniper, just to increase the chance of placing those debuffs. Godseeker Neri. Masteries are pretty much all the same, except on her, we do have her boosted for more healing because we do use her in other content. Brogni, we've got the War Master, and same with the shield. We want to increase his shield values on everything he does. And the War Master does proc with this Redoubt passive here. So you can get War Master procs off this 25% reflected damage back. And then masteries on Vizier actually need to be reworked, so we're going to be looking at reworking his masteries here. We're going to call upon Ye Old Hell Hades. I think we're going to be going down the accuracy tree just to boost up his accuracy, because you do need accuracy to land his A1. But let's go to hellhades.com and pull up Vizier and see what he's recommending for masteries. Yeah, it might help if I spell it right. Vizier, we've got Clan Boss. He does put him down the defense tree, but we're not going to be doing that because we don't really need that. General PvE is the accuracy we're going to be looking at General PvE. So let's go ahead and reset his masteries here. I believe we need that 5% crit rate. We do. Okay. So we're going to start out with 5% crit rate. We want to do increased crit damage. We do want to do damage inflicted by 5% when attacking with full HP because he will be at full HP for the entire fight. Increased damage with 40% less. I'm going to do the heal. Increased damage inflicted by 6 when attacking targets. Yep. And increased damage inflicted by this champion's default skills, 2% for each time you choose during battle, stacks across each round in a battle up to 10%. Absolutely, get him another 10% more damage. Now, Hell Hades does recommend Cycle of Violence, but since we're only using one skill and don't really intend to really only use him to extend buffs across the board, we're not going to do that. We are going to go with Wrath of the Slain. Let's hold off on that one and check the other tree. But we will be grabbing Killstreak because that's just an extra 3% in PvE battles. And that's going to stack up to 12%. And then we want Giant Slayer because he is doing 3 hits and getting those Giant Slayer procs. Now, everyone else does have Steadfast, but we're not going to do that, so which means a majority of all stun hits are going to be going on Vizier, which should be okay because he didn't have this to begin with, so he was taking majority of those stuns. So, but we are going to boost his accuracy across the board, and he's going to keep this 20% 20 accuracy from this skill because he's only using his A1, and more accuracy for each enemy alive, just an extra 4 for this particular fight. We're going to avoid the Lore of Steel because it actually shouldn't. Lore of Steel shouldn't do anything for this one. Check 175 masteries. Double check it. As long as his speed is 175, we are good to go. Yep, we're still good to go with him. We'll grab that for what he's used everywhere else. Don't need that. And then we'll also grab Evil Eye for other content. There we go. His masteries are redone, and he should see a small bump in damage. Now we'll take a look at this Clan Boss team. It is set up to be fully auto on Ultra Nightmare. So if we go in here, we've got Helicath as our lead, Brogni, Godseeker, Farakin, and Vizier. Now if we look at the team setup, Helicath is always set up to use his Devoted Servants, the block damage, first at any time he can. Underpriest Brogni, same thing. First for the block debuffs, because he will be blocking the stun debuff. Now Godseeker at Neri set up to open up with her A1, and then, after all the buffs have been cast, extending them for 1 extra turn to get us through that stun hit. Farakin is set up to open up with the Brand of Shame, because we want to get those poison debuffs landed and start moving on getting that damage out there. And then Vizier is set up to only use his A1. So guys, let's get in here and check this fight out. It is full, like I said, it is full auto from the start, so sit back and relax and enjoy the fight. Alright guys, you can see it is a flawless run. 68.59 million damage off one run. We got Helicath doing 12 million, almost 13 million damage. Brogni with a nice 7.5 mil. Godseeker Neri doing 8.7 mil. Farakin doing a nice 27 mil. A lot of that's coming from those poisons that he's placing. And then Vizier with 12 million. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that one. That's all we got for today. And take care.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please Lord give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my